Hi friends, Jen here with a quick update at the beginning of the episode. Next week's episode is entirely going to be an RVB Season 16 spoiler cast. If you are not caught up on the new season or you don't watch RVB or whatever, you probably should not listen to it because it will not make any sense to you. If you're worried about missing some wonderful Pridecast content, don't worry, the only thing we're talking about is RVB. The episode afterwards, coming out the Monday after RTX, is going to be a slightly new format. Zoe and I are testing out Pridecast stories, where we share coming out stories from the community. This first episode is going to be a pilot episode with me and Zoe sharing our stories, and after that it will be from you guys. If you have any questions or you're interested, there will be a link in the description to a Google form where you can either submit an audio file of you talking about your coming out story or sign up for Zoe and I to interview you about it. Next up, RTX is right around the corner. It's so soon, it's a week and a half away. Zoe and I will be at the RT World Meetup Wednesday, August 1st at 2 p.m. at Zilker Park Picnic Area. It's about a mile from the convention center. We'd love to see you there. They do recommend you either bring your own food or donate to a fund that RT World has set up to provide food for everyone. There will be hamburgers, hot dogs, pancakes, water, games, and lots of fun Rooster Teeth community members. There will also be an RT LGBT meetup Saturday evening from 8 to 11 on the 4th floor of the Hilton. There will be pizza and board games and everyone just hanging out and having a good time. And we'd love to see you at either or both of those. I think that's it. Enjoy the episode, and I'll see you guys at RTX.
Welcome to the RT LGBT plus podcast, otherwise known as the Pridecast. And today we have...
Hi, I'm Jen.
Hello, I'm Johnny.
And I'm Zoe, your host. And today we were going to be talking about happy crying and moments of happy crying.
So for those who are unfamiliar, I explained the term earlier. A happy cry is when you cry because you're just so happy and something just makes you feel so much positive emotion towards the world that you just can't even handle that emotion and you cry. And a lot of people are happy criers, and it can be kind of frustrating, but it's also kind of nice.
Yes, especially like when people are like, well, don't cry. And I'm like, well, I'm just happy crying. This is really awesome.
So happy.
Right? And it's just like people don't understand that sometimes I want to cry happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And I love crying for happiness. I think the time that I remember happy crying the most, I might have mentioned it on a past podcast, I'm not entirely sure, but it was the time that my principal showed me the school or the class photo for my graduating class, my senior year, and it being a supremely conservative Catholic high school, they put in my preferred name. And it was like I think that principal like just hugged me because I was crying so much, and he wanted to like dampen the sound because we were in the middle of the hallway. It was an awesome moment, and I think like that was probably like one of the best moments from like my coming out, which. We're going to be doing... Oh, that reminds me. We are going to be doing like a coming out segment.
Or a series.
A series, yeah.
It's going to be its own episode. I'm going to try and do it once a month, but it'll depend on how interested people are. We already have 3 people signed up to do it, plus me and Zoe.
Yep.
Plus, other people have expressed interest, but haven't filled out the form yet. If you want to have a little segment, we'll talk about that more at the end of the show.
Yep. But yeah, that was probably one of my happiest moments. And I was just like, it was, I guess, very surreal because it was like I had been kind of fighting to get recognized for like a full year and a half from my high school. And then it was just finally getting it, in probably one of the sweetest ways possible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did either of you guys have a good story?
Well, my most recent happy cry is not that emotionally deep. But I found this video. I think it was on Twitter. I don't know. I just copied the link. It's a video from YouTube about Gordon Ramsay. And I'm going to post it just so you guys can watch it if you'd like. From MasterChef, where there was a blind contestant who made an apple pie, and she was really worried she'd messed it up, and she started it late, and all of the horrible things happened. And he went to go taste it, and he spent the entire time describing it in ways she could process it. So by like tapping on the crust and like, this is how it sounds, and it's like crunchy on the edge and soft in the middle, and like when you pick it up it all holds together. And it just made me cry so much because he was being so nice and considerate and going out of his way to describe everything so that she could understand it and understand that she did a really, really good job.
Oh.
And she was crying, and I was crying, and all the other contestants were crying, and it just made me feel so happy.
I love stuff like that. It's just heartwarming.
I remember watching that episode and just bursting into tears of how just genuinely nice he was to her. Because when you see Gordon Ramsay, he's usually yelling at people.
Very true. Very true.
I feel like Gordon Ramsay could have his own segment here because, yeah, he yells at people who should know better and claim to be professionals or really good at what they're doing, and they're just terrible. But with people who are actually trying and are putting in the good work, and especially watching him with kids, like, it's mind blowing.
It's night and day for that guy. It's like
good human.
It's like what was that American Idol person, Simon Cowell, where like he was so brutal, but at some points he was like the sweetest guy ever. And I think
he was the best part of that show.
Right?
He really was.
He was fucking amazing. And I watched so much American Idol just because of him. It was so great. Oh my god. That actually reminds me though of my most recent happy cry, which is I'm not sure. I wouldn't say it's been over a month. I think since Incredibles 2.
Yes.
Yeah. That.
And it's not actually Incredibles 2. It's the short before Incredibles 2.
Oh.
That made me cry so much. Holy crap. It was
So I'm a little bit behind on all pop culture, and I only saw Incredibles 2 like 2 weeks ago maybe. So I had already seen like the huge social media, I don't know if it was backlash is the right word, but just like an uprising of people talking about this short. So I kind of knew I had an idea of what I thought it would be when I went into it. And it was so much more heartwarming than the internet made it sound.
What were people saying? I never heard a bad thing about it. I'm like,
a lot of people were like, "Why is this mom eating her son? This is weird."
It's her being consumed by her attachment for her son. Did people not understand simple metaphors? Oh my gosh!
It was very good. I teared up.
I can't wait to watch it when I go see it.
Do you mind if I talk about it, Johnny?
Yeah,
just the short. I won't talk about the actual movie. I actually this reminds me. I was in a Lyft ride, I think the day after I saw that movie, and my Lyft driver and I just got on probably about an hour-long conversation because I was really far where I was going from one place to another. And we got on an hour-long conversation about the I guess cultural impact of that short, and the cultural things that it kind of took in that short. And we were talking about like there was this there were several people online that were talking about how I guess unrelatable the short was, and I was like, how do you not relate to this? It's not like people were like, oh, it's too Asian, you can't understand. I'm like, hun, I am like barely Asian, and it's like crystal clear. You're just not looking deep enough or something. And it's just a very interesting thing. But that entire thing where at the end he's fucking he comes in with the food and he sits next to her, and there's just this silence, which that is a very Asian thing from what I understand, and from what I understand about my family, where it's like this silent sadness that they don't cry a bunch. They do, but not as much. And it's just this silent emotional moment between her mother and her son. And that was just like, it reminded me, like after that movie, I'm pretty sure I called my mom to tell her I love her, just because it was like,
aww.
I was just like, I need to make sure my mom knows that I love her so much, because like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her, and like all that stuff is, oh my, I'm gonna fucking happy cry right now, man. But yeah, it was just an emotional thing, and it made me very happy to see that short, and it was like the most pleasant surprise I think I've ever seen. I think that was also the very first Pixar short that was written by a woman, I believe.
Really?
I believe.
Really?
I'll have to check that real quick, but it was really awesome.
If we're gonna talk about a Pixar short that makes you happy cry, at least for me, do you guys remember watching Feast with the dog?
I think so. Yeah. Which film was that in front of?
Oh gosh, I don't remember which movie I was in front of. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember that one so fondly because I have a strong attachment to dogs. I've had many dogs before, and I understand loving dogs a lot, and it just makes you cry so much, and just how hard the dog tries to both get his human to get along with others at the same time warming up to the, I guess, girlfriend / wife now. It's just such a happy short. I just love it so much.
Pixar shorts are just like the greatest, right? It's like I didn't need to pay, like I would have paid, I believe it was like a $10 ticket to just see that short. The short in front of Incredibles 2. It's called Bao, by the way, BAO. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it is the first women director for a Pixar short. Yep.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Chinese Canadian director. Her name is Domi Shi.
I love her work, and I can't wait to see what she does next. Alrighty. Any other happy cry stories that you guys have that's off the top of your head?
Have you guys seen this TV show called America's Worst Cooks?
I've heard of it. I haven't.
I think I have. I've heard of it. I've never seen an episode as well.
I recommend watching it because it's actually pretty funny. But it was during like kind of the semi-final rounds. They had people that the contestants love come in. This one lady, she the person that came in for her was the man that she was taking care of, and I just cried because all he said that he's just so proud of her. She's doing this and becoming a better chef at the same time, and it made me cry so much. I just really loved that scene alone. It was just amazing to watch, because before she cooked actual food, she just put random stuff together, just random ingredients of stuff with meats. In fact, during one of the challenges was to make your own burger. She made a regular burger, but added cinnamon to it.
I could see that going well, actually.
It could. It could work.
Surprisingly, it did go well. And everyone was surprised because cinnamon is a very tricky ingredient to work with.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like if you did a cinnamon burger and you did like
don't forget to add
maybe sort of like cheese sauce.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, like
that could work.
Like either like a Gouda or a pepper jack or like a soft white cheese.
And if you want to add pineapple to that, that's how you get the RT Pridecast.
RT Pridecast burger.
Shout out to last week.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go listen to last episode. Why didn't you listen to that first? This is number 6. Nope. This is number
7.
God.
Right?
This is number 7.
It's freaking astounding to me.
Yeah, 7 episodes in. Wow.
That actually reminds me, there was one thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about our server in our group becoming 1 month old. Which happened about 2 weeks ago now, so I'm a little late. But
That's okay.
It'll be even later because this isn't going up for another week.
Good point. Yeah, it's gonna be like probably the 21st or the 22nd, like that this episode comes out, because we're
whatever next Monday.
Yeah,
is.
because we're like normally we pre-record it the week of. Still, this is pre-recorded like a week, more than a week.
This is going up on the 23rd.
Oh geez. So yeah, this is gonna be a little bit later. We're coming at you from the past. But I just wanted to give a nice little shout out and thank you to every single person that's joined the RT LGBT Discord, the RT community site, following the Twitter, just chatting with us, because I 100% appreciate you 100%, like so much, because we wouldn't be here and doing this if it wasn't for each and every one of you that was following and contributing to this group. It could have easily died out if we didn't have the same level of passion that we have, and I appreciate it. And I love every single one of you guys, and I'm just rambling at this point, but I just want to convey how much I love all of y'all.
Thank you.
Happy 1 month to our server.
Yes.
And thank you, Zoe, for putting this whole server together and for pulling it out of the depths and rebranding it, and your commitment to keeping it going, and you're on all the time, and you're talking to people, and you're sharing with people, and it's lovely.
It's gonna make me happy cry.
I know. Okay, speaking of server specific stuff, or like community specific stuff, when Rooster Teeth did their fake Pridecast, obviously this is the real Pridecast.
Damn, tell it straight.
I was watching that, and I was on our Discord, and I was on our Twitter, and there were just so many people either sharing stories or just sharing love, and it was community members and RT staff, and just like one of the guys from one of the head chefs from McDonald's followed us.
That was like so astounding to me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and it was just incredible for that hour and a half or however long it was to just be surrounded by so much love from this community that I already loved and have put so much time and effort into, and now to have, we were almost like the center of it, which was weird but incredible. And I definitely happy cried after I logged off and was like, I'm done with social media for the day. I'm gonna go cry now.
Right.
I'm about to start to happy cry. Oh, no.
That was so fantastic, and it was just like, and I think I helped out with. I potentially helped out. It depends if they use any of my stuff. I did helped with the video for the community panel at at the RTX, which we'll get into more there. But I like submitted some stuff about the community, and I just talked about how I think this community is so fantastic. Like, we're all there for each other. That's I think just so inspiring to me, because it's like no one here really knows each other in real life, except for a couple people which do, but I think it's awesome that we've all come together to just kind of share in this kind of shared life experience, and that we've all, grown up in the LGBT, or maybe we're new to the LGBT, and we just want to kind of share that lifestyle and share that, I guess the life experiences that we've had with that, and talk with each other and get to know each other, even if we're not even on the same continent. We have some people in Australia, we have some people in the UK. It's so cool. And
we just have so many just people have conversations here. It's not just let's talk about our experiences coming out or just being LGBT or whatever. We had a really in-depth conversation about how to decide to go to college the other night.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that was just last night.
Yeah.
But it just kind of like spouted off of something, and a lot of people were sharing like, well, this is what worked for me, and this is what doesn't work for me, and this is how I learn. And it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much stuff going on all the time on our server, and so many wonderful people. and it just makes me very happy.
Makes me want to happy cry.
Are we at 200 people yet?
We're
getting close.
we're on the server. I think we're at about 170, which is
super close.
phenomenal. And I implore every single one of you that if you're watching this and maybe you don't use Discord very often, still join. Like, even if you don't want to talk that often, you can still join. You don't have to,
That's one of the best things about Discord servers is it's really easy to just lurk and then just
Yep.
do a little reaction on something that you like.
Exactly. And, you can see we have a positivity channel specifically to see really cool stuff.
That's one of my favorite things we added.
Yeah, same.
That wasn't there when we started. It's just people post things that make them happy, which is kind of what this episode is.
Yes, exactly. And, if you're also having a downtime, we also have event chat specifically for that, just to, we aren't, of course, any substitute for actual psychiatric or psychological help, but we can always be there for each other, and that's so phenomenal about this community.
And just having a place to express those frustrations, like, that's what diaries are for too, but it helps to have other people read it and acknowledge it and go, yes, this sucks and I'm sorry, but you'll get through it. And to just have that acknowledgement of what you're going through sucks.
It helps to validate. It helps you kind of feel validated, in my opinion. That's what I've kind of experienced with
And even if it's a little thing, like, I had a crappy day at work and everyone just sucks and I just hate the world for the next couple hours. And then you can just say that and we'll be like, dude, yeah, your job sucks. It'll get better though.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm just like, now I'm just thinking about everything I love about the server because it's awesome. But still, I would encourage, if you aren't fully interested in joining Discord, maybe you have some hesitation about it, just join. We'll welcome you. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Just, you can lurk and just be happy on the server and just look at it whenever you want.
Yeah. Feeling a little bit alone one night? Just come hang out. People are talking. We do have a little bit of a downtime in, like, American night from, like, 1 a.m. Central till about 6 a.m. Central. But besides that, it's usually pretty poppin'.
And sometimes we have some people that are still super talkative, like Roxy sometimes comes in just like, hey, we're just...
So please mute the server when you're trying to sleep.
Yes.
Just for your own worth.
Sometimes that's just that is a good idea. And sometimes if you're not interested in certain chats, you can still mute those as well. All right.
What other happy cries do y'all have?
I'm trying to think. Actually, this would be my first ever excursion to Canada, and it is RT related. So, I have a picture that I can send to you, Jen, but it is from Fan Expo, I believe 2015. Fan Expo Canada 2015 in Toronto, and that was I think the first time I ever met and talked to Barbara for like an extended period of time. And that was probably one of my favorite experiences at a convention ever, because it was me cosplaying as Yang and her cosplaying as Yang, and we hugged each other at the convention, because it was just like, she had done a lot for me, not like on a personal level, just like she's been a role model for me as a trans woman, as a woman, just in general, and I love her character in Ruby and all that, and it was just like I fucking I think I started crying during the hug, and I was just like, you're just so awesome. And she's like, no, you're awesome, and I'm like, ah!
Somehow through, this will be my 5th RTX, I've somehow never managed to meet Barbara.
Oh gosh.
Really?
I've just managed to avoid her for 5 years.
4 years. It's possible. I've managed to somehow, I think, not ever meet any of Achievement Hunter except for Gavin.
I've met all of Achievement Hunter. I've met Bernie.
And I should say not as a guardian. That was attending.
Yeah.
That was attending, I believe, in 2014, which is my first RTX that I met Gavin. And then I have not met any Achievement Hunter since.
All right, I've got another RT related one, but not RTX related, shockingly.
Oh man.
So every now and then I fall down one of those YouTube holes. And this was like 2 days ago. I was supposed to be doing homework. I was supposed to be editing the podcast. I had a crappy day at work. I was like, I'm going to go down a YouTube hole. And I started watching. Now, there's a whole line of reasoning here. I started watching behind the games videos from Achievement Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which then led into me watching one of the most iconic videos of all time that somehow does not have 1 million views. And it's called Let's Make a Latte.
Wait, what? I don't think I've seen this
What?
one.
This video is 5 years old. It is on Michael Jones's personal channel. And it's literally him spending 5 minutes making a latte. This is my favorite video of all time. And it's just, it makes me laugh so hard I cry. Even though I've seen it probably 30 times. I bought this exact coffee maker because of this video. And I have to say it, like, follow the whole thing every time I make a latte in my apartment. And I implore you all, please watch Let's Make a Latte. It will make your day better. And there is a wonderful moment with Lindsay Jones at the end. Who was still Lindsay Tuggy at the time of this.
Ooh, I'll have to definitely watch that. That sounds awesome.
So this is a very good video.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
it's an amazing video.
Off on the recommendeds, there was another video, which then led me to my actual happy cry, which was Extra Life 2016.
Oh, that one! I fucking love that!
Yes!
And just the pride and happiness and just pure love on their faces makes me cry every time. I cried when it happened. I cry every time I even think about it. Like, I'm tearing up now. And then I watched that announcement video. And then this past Extra Life 2017, Michael spent a couple minutes dancing with baby Iris around the Extra Life set.
Aww.
That was such
and
a
it made
cute
me
thing.
happy cry. And all these videos will be included in the description.
Yes.
Please go watch them and have a wonderful afternoon or whatever time it is.
That was such a cute moment during that Extra Life. It was just like the dancing and just, oh, it's so cute.
I just love Michael during Extra Life. It's just always so great.
I sometimes fall down holes of Achievement Hunter eating crap. And just like that's apparently one of the things I go to on YouTube a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are Extra Life or charity stream related. Of just Michael downing weird things like 12 lava cakes.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Or eating a McRib with a super hot chip inside.
Or 10 McRibs all at once. I had a very Michael-centric YouTube dive the other night. It was
Michael's just an amazing person.
Oh, yeah. He's awesome.
He's a very good person. Also, thing I love about Michael Jones, he loves to be on Twitter for very, very rarely, but for a long time. And he will tweet at a lot of people. And there's this girl I met at RTX London who is like #1 Michael fan. She had tweeted at him for a long time and like they were casually tweeting at each other. He paid for her to fly to the US for the live show week this past spring. And it just makes me happy every time I think about that because he is just such a nice person. And there was the whole off topic where they flew in a fan to have prom with him. And just the lengths he'll go for random people in the community just to, like, make their day. It's incredible.
It's super sweet.
It's really good.
It's super awesome.
So those are my happy cries. That is what I have brought here today.
Those are some good ones. For sure.
If we're going down the list of RT-related ones,
Go for it.
There's this one with Monty in it.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
just about anything
Yes.
with Monty, I cry now.
Yeah, definitely. This one meant a lot to me because it was during a time where I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know what to do. Like, I got accepted to the school I wanted to go to, but I can't go to it because money problems. And I don't even think I love my field I want to go to anymore. So I was just randomly watching some RT videos, and the one that came up was a tribute video to Monty. and oh man, I almost want to cry right now. Jeez. He was talking about how he was able to push himself to do what he loves, which is like creating stories with animating certain things, and that really just spoke to me a lot. And it made me realize that I really don't like what I'm doing now, but what I really like to do is like drawing stuff and wanting to animate things, even though I'm not that very good at it. And it was just made me so happy. I just started crying for a little while. It was just amazing to hear Monty, even after he has passed away, just made me feel something that I didn't know I could feel in a while, and want to do something I had no real interest in doing at first.
That's awesome. Monty is just generally, I think he's been an inspiration of mine. I even have a tattoo of his symbol, which is the Monty Ohm spelled out, making it look like the sun with birds flying at it. Like he was fantastic. He's still is very fantastic, and I think he inspired like a generation of new animators.
Of animators and creators and creative people in general.
100%.
Because he said it doesn't matter if you like doing it, do it. Doesn't matter if you're good at it, do it. If it makes you happy, do it.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then I do a deep dive on Monty's Twitter and just kind of read through him responding to people or him being excited about things he's working on. And it just re-inspires and reinvigorates me to keep working on things that I'm passionate about. And like, yeah, you gotta do all your day-to-day stuff. You gotta go to work. You gotta do homework. You gotta pay the bills. But you need to have that creative outlet and those things that you love doing. And even if it's not going to make you any money or you're not going to get a job out of it, you need to do them because you need to be happy.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we're now into sad cries. We need to pull this back around.
Okay.
Pull it back. Yeah, pull it back. That's it.
Other happy cries, or we could transition into talking about RTX stuff in general.
Well, if we're going to talk about happy cries and RTX, I have had some happy cries at RTX.
I've had plenty of happy cries at RTX too, so we can definitely
one that I
that.
know I've talked about here before. I don't remember which episode, but I had some lovely attendees in a line that I was managing at RTX London, and they were just chatting with me, and like they said when they arrived there, and it's like, oh, I've been in the convention center since like 6:30 this morning, and after their signing, they went and bought me a coffee. And it was so nice. These two girls who I'd never met before went and bought me coffee. It was so nice.
Aww.
And I teared up a little bit, and now we're friends on Twitter. It's great.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah. I think, oh gosh, I've had several things of attendees being super sweet as well. I think I had an attendee come up to me, and he was like, I'm giving every single Guardian a hug because I love all of the work that you guys do, and I really appreciate you keeping us
I think I've
organized.
seen that same guy.
Yeah, and it was like that guy. Like I'll hug him anytime I see him. He's so sweet and very pure-hearted.
I really get his name.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff is awesome, and I think every Guardian appreciates that because it's like,
That's another thing about RTX. There are a lot of conventions out there. There are a lot of gaming and entertainment and anime conventions out there, and they all have a lot of very hardworking volunteers. And a lot of Guardians have worked these other conventions. I know I have. I know you have, Zoe.
I have not.
And you've worked other conventions.
I have never worked. I've worked for.
I thought you worked Gen Con.
No, I was going to this year, but it fell on the same. Oh. It fell on the same time.
Okay, well then I'll just get back up on my high horse then.
Hey! I would have done it.
Me and my like dozen something conventions.
I would have done it for the record. Don't you get me wrong.
There is no convention where the attendees appreciate the volunteers and the staff more than RTX. Like PAX, the PAX staff love their enforcers, which are the equivalent of Guardians. But the attendees are just like, yeah, you're here. Cool. That's fine. or RTX attendees love Guardians so much. And that's one of the really unique things that RTX has created and Rooster Teeth has created is that the entire convention is run by the community.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no hired help. Like, it's Rooster Teeth employees and Rooster Teeth community, and some of the community have a fancy shirt on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it just makes me so happy every time I think about it.
It's really a community that just comes together for now 3 times a year.
God, yeah. That
Wow.
poor Vince team.
When is the 4th one? What is the 4th one gonna be? That's what I'm curious about.
Well, they've been teasing some stuff, and there have been rumors, and I've heard some rumors. The leading rumor, which I've just heard from general people, is Japan.
I would
Probably
love
not
that.
like a recurring one, but at least a one-off. RTX Japan.
I would.
I don't know
That'd be
when.
interesting.
That's the main rumor I've heard.
I
think it'd
could
be
see
great.
that because that's like, even when I went to Japan, I found a bunch of Ruby stuff there.
Yeah,
was really cool.
Ruby is huge in Japan.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
say it's not necessarily as
massive.
big as like My Hero Academia, but it's definitely pretty
Well,
big.
nothing's that big.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, it's not like it's the biggest hit. I want to temper expectations because it's
But
like,
the fact that it's acknowledged
Oh,
and
yeah.
respected as an anime in Japan, it's like that's another wonderful thing.
oh yeah.
Definitely.
I was actually I was in Japan and somebody asked me, like, one of the people behind the counter asked me what my favorite anime was, and I was like, oh, Ruby. He's like, oh, I love Ruby. I really wish that there was more stuff from them over here. And I was like, oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I'm trying to think of other happy cry moments. Oh gosh, just my entire expo team makes me happy cry because they're like my family. I love every single one of them to death, and we all just love going out of the way for each other, and I appreciate how much love goes around in that group.
So that's another RTX related one. Like the teams you have at RTX as a Guardian, like they just become your family. Like we have Sig's family because we all have matching dumb beaded bracelets that I love so much. And anytime anyone in the Sig's team travels, we all take pictures of ourselves wearing this dumb bracelet on the plane.
Aw.
And we all send each other pictures of cute dogs we see and just keep in
Oh.
touch throughout the year, even if it's not RTX
Yep,
season.
same.
And just, oh, I love it so much.
It's so sweet.
It's so
I love
good.
it.
I miss them. 19 days.
19
Except
days.
when you hear this, it'll be like, God, a week and a half.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, it's gonna be like for us because, well, we start August 1st with doing stuff,
Yeah.
at least for the community groups.
Yeah.
So like that's 15 days. Well, no, sorry, 16 days. About before we actually start doing stuff, me and you.
Yeah.
For RTX, which is
There's so much to do in the
nuts.
next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Johnny, I'm sorry we kind of took over a lot of RTX talk.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I love hearing about this. It actually kind of makes me want to become a Guardian for next year.
Do it.
Do it. Have you attended an RTX before?
This is my first RTX.
You're coming?
Yes.
Yay! Come to our meetup.
I will try. I promise I'll try. But I'm already going
Saturday
to.
evening.
Oh no, I can't then because I'm already going to the KC William concert.
Well, don't. You can also come.
Oh, they steal another.
Yep.
How late does that concert go? Probably pretty late.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the doors open at 6:30 and it starts at 8.
Yeah.
So
So it's probably like a 2 to 3 hour thing.
Ours is from
and
7
our
to
thing
10.
starts at 8. Is it 7? I thought you said it was 8.
Oh, was it? Let me double check.
I think you advertised 8.
That's
Yeah.
8 is fine. I'm tired.
We'll show up early.
Me and you will probably be there around. I'm double
Yeah.
checking it right now, so I'm not a dumbass. Let's see. Yes.
Also, I'll link to all of this in the thing.
From 8 until 11. So if you get out, we'll still be around in the Hilton.
And Zoe and I will probably still be around for a little while anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna be there.
Just catch
probably.
any stragglers.
Yep, we'll probably be
We're
there.
just gonna live on that 4th floor of Hilton.
Yep.
And then I have to drive back to North Austin.
Aw.
Oh boy.
It's
Hey,
not that far.
me-
It's like 15 minutes.
Me and you should do like a room next year, next RTX. Like,
But like, I feel so bad paying for a room because I live right there.
fair enough. I'm just trying.
So if I have the money, if I have the expendable money,
Yeah.
definitely.
Good point. So we'll
But-
see. And if it's next
To be
summer,
honest, that's like a good chunk of the reason why I decided on Austin over my other options is because then I don't have to drive to RTX. Like, I just live here. It was between Austin and Seattle, and I was like, but if I go to Austin, then I don't have to drive to Austin.
Mhm.
I'm just there.
well, what next RTX? If things go like we suggested last podcast, where I sleep on your couch, we both
Yeah.
do that next year. Oh
And then we'll
man,
just carpool to
Yeah.
RTX. There are a surprising number of Rooster Teeth related people who live in North Austin.
hmm
Also because the Studio 5 is right by North Austin. It's just a little bit east of here.
Mhm.
So. All right. Any other happy cries?
I'm running out of happy cries. Oh God,
'Cause, I mean, I could keep going.
go for it. Go for it.
I cry a lot. So, another recent one. There's this show on Netflix called Voltron.
Oh yeah.
And I adore this
yes.
children's show so much. And the new season recently came out. And by recently, I mean like 2 months ago or something like that. But my favorite character, who had been mostly absent for the previous season, made a great epic return with some great character building and character development. And also my favorite character is just like wonderful and I love him a lot. And that show makes me happy cry. Because it also had a happy ending at the season finale for once.
Hooray for happy endings for
And
once.
it was great. And the new season should be out before the end of the year. So
Ooh, nice.
yay.
Wow, cool.
Well, they do half seasons and call them seasons. So it's like 6 or 8 episodes. You know what? I'll take it. Means you get it more often.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, go watch Voltron Legendary Defender on Netflix.
Yes.
I love it a lot. And also all the voice actors are really funny and wonderful people on Instagram and Twitter.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
Also, if you ever just want a happy cry, go watch any Ghibli film whatsoever.
Oh, man.
True. Very true.
Unless you
If
want.
you want, well,
What?
I was gonna do a Ghibli film for the movie night this week, but this will come out afterwards. So hopefully you were there and we watched a fun movie
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me. Oh God, I would watch any Ghibli film for a happy cry except for
Grave of the Fireflies?
Yeah, that one's
Yeah,
just a sad cry. That one's just
Yeah.
That's just sad.
Well, a lot of them are like bittersweet or melancholy. Like Princess Mononoke,
Yeah.
technically a happy ending, but it's still very sad.
yeah. Although
But
you
I
know,
love it so much.
yeah, Spirit Away is a happy ending. It's her
Ooh,
kind.
I finally tracked down a copy of Spirited Away on Blu-ray that wasn't $40.
Oh, I have one.
Happy.
You can get it on Amazon for like 10.
Yeah, but I like to buy physical media.
I used to have the old VHS version of it.
I don't have a VHS player.
Ooh.
But I was at a used like bookstore stuff thing
Yeah.
when I was on vacation this last week, and there was a copy there for like $20, and I was like, yes, it is time.
Yeah. I think on Amazon you can buy the physical copy of just about any Ghibli film for around $15. Something like that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm missing out.
Wow.
Because like I have a physical copy of Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, My Neighbor Totoro, and I'm getting more because I just want to
So
have the
I have
full
never
collection.
seen Kiki's Delivery Service
Ooh,
because I'm terrible.
go watch it.
I want to.
I remember bits and pieces of that movie.
There's a
and I know
live
it's
action
really good.
Kiki's Delivery Service. Are you kidding me?
Oh no. I hope it was good and not terrible like every other live action anime movie.
Ugh.
Oh dear. It will not play on most DVD players sold in the US. It is region locked.
Wah, wah.
But there is indeed a live action Kiki's Delivery Service. If you've seen it, please let me know how it is.
Yeah.
It has 5 stars on Amazon from 4 reviews.
Oh,
It's
that
only $20, but
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to play it.
all of this talk of anime just reminds me of another kind of happy thing. So in the anime Steins Gate, there is a trans character, and it is actually, in my opinion, very well handled for compared to how I've seen kind of anime handle that kind of thing in the past, and it's really actually cool, and I would highly recommend you go watch the show. It's not like the character isn't like the main or the secondary character. It's like she appears throughout the series, just not like in every episode, but it's really cool. Her name is Ruka, and I love it, and she's a shrine maiden, and it's really cool. I'd highly recommend going to watch that.
Steins Gate,
Steins
right?
Gate. And it's also just, I love that anime in general. I love it's kind of a lot of quantum mechanics. Actually, it's like mad science. So I appreciate that as well.
Cool.
Oh, another happy cry moment for me had to be if you've ever seen the movie The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. It is probably my favorite film of all time. And I cry a lot during that movie, even though like none of it is cry worthy in a lot of people's opinions. It's really cool. Don't watch the original version because they kind of paint dreamers as idiots. But in the newer movie, I believe it's from 2013. It's got oh god, I forget the name of the actor. I forget the name of the actor off the top of my head, but it's the guy from Night at the Museum.
Ben Stiller.
Yes. And it's a really cool film about going out and doing and experiencing life to like the truest level. It's really cool, and probably has some of my favorite visual shots in any movie ever. And yet it is a love story as well, and it's just really cool. I have loved that movie ever since it came out.
That's one thing that I adore is crying over movies there's no reason to cry about.
Yeah.
I have seen the movie Pitch Perfect probably 50 times. I cry every single time. There is no reason to cry when watching Pitch Perfect, but I do. Every time. I watch that movie constantly.
That's awesome. I also love crying at movies that I won't necessarily have to cry about.
I think I've also cried at Legally Blonde.
Oh yeah, I think I have too. Yep.
I tear up at the end of Lord of the Rings. I don't usually cry though.
Yeah, I tear up as well.
I have never seen Lord of the Rings.
What?
Weirdly enough. Yeah, I know.
I have the Blu-ray box set special, like extended edition. It's like a solid 14 hours a movie. And I watch that like 2 or 3 times a year. All in one go.
Ooh.
It's an experience and you gotta be ready for it.
Yeah.
I'll prepare myself one day.
Just when you have a day where you have no plans and you just want to sit on the couch.
It's not even like it's like a full 24 hours. It's like it's not like a full day as in like an 8-hour day. It's probably like a full day as in like a
it's
12
like if you include
to 16
breaks
hours.
To like stand up and stretch and go to the bathroom, like you're going to be there for almost 20 hours.
Probably.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So maybe split up to a weekend. Yeah.
I will have to plan an event.
All right.
Man.
So, shall we start trying to wrap up because we always take a really long time to wrap up?
Okay. We had a couple things we wanted to talk about.
We have our new series we're going to be starting on Pridecast here soon. We're going to do a series of coming out stories. Zoe and I are going to be hosting them and going one-on-one or us with someone and talking about people's experiences coming out and their stories and things they've learned and all of that fun stuff. We have a couple interviews lined up here for after RTX. So the first one, which will be Zoe and I, will be coming out, I think we're going to do the week after RTX.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll put that out.
So the Monday after RTX? The Monday that we are actually recording our live. I think we wanted to do a video podcast. I don't
know if the video is gonna work
Ooh.
out.
Okay.
There will be we actually record in the same room.
Yes. Which is
so
going to be really
anyone who's
cool.
at RTX on Monday, Johnny.
I will be there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We can all hang out and just stare awkwardly at each other and be like, well, now what do we talk about?
Yep. And it's going to be Monday morning as well.
So if you're at RTX, reach out to me or Zoe and we'll be like, hey, this is where we're going to record. And we're going to figure that out.
Yes. Yeah. As well, another thing to talk about is, now that we have announced it by this point, we have our RTX meetups, which our exact times are 8 to 11.
This is Saturday the 4th.
Yes.
At 8 p.m. we will be meeting on the 4th floor of the Hilton. If you just go up that main staircase where everything is, go right up there, and we're going to be just off to the side in the corner with the balcony. That is us. We will be there. We will have pizza. It'll be great. Yes,
and if you need another exact map, go onto the Discord and look through announcements, and we have an exact. I made a little graphic so it's pointing exactly where we're meeting, and we'll be ordering pizzas like Jen said, and it's gonna be really cool. Additionally, we are also, me and Jen, going to be at RT Worlds meeting, which is
Wednesday, August 1st at 2 p.m. in Zilker Park.
Yep.
It's about a mile from the convention center. It's not that far. Bring water because it is Texas, so if you're going to walk, please bring water. But they'll have food. They do recommend either bring something or you can pitch into a fund with them so that local people can go pick stuff up so there's food for everyone. There'll be park games, people hanging out, people are bringing speakers. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of pre-RTX hype.
Yep. It's going to be really exciting, and I can't wait to see a bunch of people there, because I know we have a couple of people that can't make it to Saturday, like Johnny. I don't know if you can make it to the Wednesday one, but we have some people that are going to be coming to that one and not to the other one. It's just going to be a really fun time, and I think everybody should come out, especially if you just want to meet that community before RTX. Maybe make a friends before RTX so that you can actually have more people to hang out with during RTX. Other than that, I'm going to be gone off of the server until basically RTX.
So pretty much after RTX. Then.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back fully the day or two after RTX.
But if you're only listening to Pridecast, you're not even gonna notice.
Yep.
We pre-recorded.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Other than that, not too much going on. I might pop in whenever I have internet connectivity in Alaska, which is not going to be very often. I have a feeling
it's gonna be so cold, and I'm gonna be dying down here in Texas.
I love the cold, and it's really funny because I come back for exactly 24 hours.
That's a system shock for you,
right? It's I'm coming from Alaska to Texas, and it's I'm back for exactly 24 hours in Chicago before I go to Texas. So it's I'm even doing some pre-cleaning of a bunch of pairs of shorts and stuff like that, and skirts and stuff like that, so I can just throw it into my bag and completely replace all of the clothing that I had. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting bit of traveling for me. I'm very excited though.
Yeah.
All right. Any other last words? Thoughts, feelings, concerns, happy thoughts, happy cries?
I just want to thank everybody again so much for making this such a memorable summer, actually, because I was being in the summer, I was oh, this isn't going to be that entertaining or that exciting of a summer, and then I started RT LGBT, and then all of this awesomeness has come in, so it's been great. Alrighty.
Well, thank you guys all for listening or watching if you're on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And subscribe and all that. Find us on Twitter at RT_LGBT or on the Discord, which will be linked below. Yeah.
And thank you, Jen and Johnny, for being on this week's RT Pridecast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you all so much for watching. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.